What's going on, everybody? I'm Galactic, bringing you a gameplay commentary here today, and I also got a brand new intro to my YouTube channel. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun making it and thought it was really cool that I was able to do it. Overall, it's just something new, makes it look more professional in my opinion. Did you see how epic fail that was? I sprayed like a whole clip into her, just couldn't get her. But you know, it makes it look more professional as a channel. I guess that's cool in a way. But moving on to the gameplay itself, this is going to be not necessarily a best class series. You know, it's going to be kind of more of a favorite. Basically, the class setups that I like to use with each individual weapon. I'm going to be covering a lot of the different weapons. It's just going to be not necessarily the best setup, more of, like I said, just my favorite setup, the setup that I find works best with my playstyle. And that's something that's huge when it comes to Call of Duty, is not only having a good setup, but having that setup fit your playstyle. So without further ado, the gun itself is the Vepr. Now I'm not going to get into like all the stats and stuff. I'll leave that to Drifter. He does all that good stuff. I'm just going to simply talk about the gun. The gun's got high rate of fire, which is awesome. It's got actually pretty manageable recoil as well. In this gameplay, I don't have grip or anything like that on it. All the only attachment I have is the silencer. This was actually, I believe, the first gameplay, or maybe the second, that I used this weapon. So that's always a plus. But like I said, it's got high rate of fire, pretty good accuracy. I don't know about the hip spread. I don't hip fire too much in this game. I'm usually aiming down sights all the time. So let's move straight into attachments. Attachments obviously have the silencer. Now I don't feel you really need another attachment on this gun, but since they're free to get, you know, they don't affect your point values at all. I would recommend picking up the extended mags, or even grip, or maybe the what do they call them, armor piercing rounds or some shit like that. Now basically the FMJ style attachment. If you don't like the iron sights, recommend picking up a red dot. Then I actually really like the iron sights on this. It's a lot like the AK-12 if you've used that, so really no big thing there. Look at this bullshit knife. That's fucking ridiculous. You know, but the rest of the attachments, you know, sights and wise, I don't really care for, and whatever other attachments, honestly, I don't know all the attachments for the weapons. I don't know, I just don't need them. You know, usually silencer, grip, extended mag, or maybe a red dot sight will usually fill my needs perfectly fine. So that is what it is. Moving on to perks here. Ready Up is a staple perk for me because it fits my playstyle. It's basically a perk I have on all my classes, which basically just, you know, allows you to bring your gun up faster after sprinting, which is huge if you're a running gunner. Gives you kind of that little edge if your opponent doesn't have it. Next would be Sleight of Hand. Obviously, once again, to me would be a staple perk, because being able to reload faster always gives you an edge in those tight gun fights where you have to reload. All of a sudden now you can do it faster if your enemy does not have the perk as well. I think it's a great one. Next would be Focus. Focus is also a staple perk for me because I hate trying to shoot at somebody and then they start shooting you and then your sights just, you know, flip out all over the place. It's like, really? But I mean, that's, I understand why it does it. So, but Focus, you know, negates that effect, which is totally great. Now, a perk that I absolutely love, that's not necessarily, you know, the greatest perk in the world, but it's Gambler. This perk allows, basically, every time you spawn, it allows you to get a random perk, and it just gives it to you at random. And sometimes you get garbage. I mostly get good stuff, something that will actually help me in some way or the other. So actually, yeah, that's not necessarily true. I get a lot of extra lethals and extra tacticals and strong arm, which those three obviously don't pertain to me because I don't use any lethals or tacticals. Not really sure why, I just don't. Ever since this game came out, I've never, well, I can't say I've never used it, but I just typically don't run lethals or tacticals. So for me, those perks do absolutely nothing, but most of the time I do get very good stuff. And look at this unfortunate timing. Thought I was safe to plant that down, but was not. Anyways, after that, it basically comes to you on what you would prefer. But like I said, this is kind of my favorite class setup once. The other one would be, or the next perk would be, sorry about that, would be, I believe it's called, what is it, Relentless? No. It's Resilience or something like that. Basically, kind of like Lightweight did in Black Ops 2, where it made you take less fall damage. That's always a good perk, running around, kind of, you know, jump off certain areas without having the fear of dying. So that's always a plus, something that I definitely run. Next would be kind of a switch up. Sometimes I run it, sometimes I don't. SMGs, I really don't feel like I need it, and that would be Stalker. But assault rifles, I definitely run it. But Stalker, you know, obviously allows you to move faster while aiming down sights. But with that, I would possibly change that to Off the Grid, which is a great perk. Obviously, if your opponents are running a lot of SATCOMs, but I haven't seen a lot of it be, you know, to where it's greatly effective, because they only last for like 30 seconds, so it's not really a big deal. Dead Silence could always be a good one. Amplified could be a good one if you have a headset. I don't really feel like you need Amplified though, because I think the footsteps are loud enough, so really no point for me, in my opinion, to use it. Next could be Steady Aim. It's always a good one. Tac Resist is obviously a good one. I don't run into too many people using tacticals, so I don't really, you know, have to use it that much. Next would be Blast Shield, which is also a good one. Once again, I don't find too many people throwing grenades and stuff, but usually when I do have a grenade land near me, I'm usually dead. It usually kills me every time. So Blast Shield could always be an effective one. But if you go that route and you pick a perk that gives you about two, like for me, I would probably go maybe with Steady Aim or Attack Resist. Those would probably be the two that I would go with. That would leave me with one extra point, because I obviously would have a pistol. I always have a pistol because it allows me to YY, which is totally epic. I hate not being able to do it, and if you don't have a secondary on here, the game just doesn't let you do it, which is kind of strange. It's kind of weird that it works that way, but it is what it is, you know. So that leaves me with 1 point to kind of do whatever I want. I can get an extra perk, you know, such as Takedown, would be a good choice. Strong Arm, which would be absolutely pointless. Or I could go ahead and pick me up a Lethal or Tactical, which obviously would have some benefits. If I was going to do that, I'd probably pick up a Lethal for the grenade, just to kind of throw it at people that are in windows and camping and shit. Recently, been experiencing a lot of campers, which is crazy. They're sitting there camping in windows and they just don't move the whole game, and it's like, really, dude? Come on, just move a little bit, just a little bit, you know. But you know, it is what it is. Score streaks or strike package or kill streaks, whatever they call them in this game, I don't even really know anymore. I just call them. Technically I call them score streaks still, because it just seems more right. Even though this one doesn't particularly have anything to do, I believe they're point streaks is what they call them on this one. That's right, point streaks. Really doesn't matter. I prefer running the Lethal or Assault, my bad. As far as usually, I run what you see on the screen there: SATCOM, Dog, and Maniac, which is the three that you start out with. Haven't really found any of the other ones that I like. I can't use the Trinity Rocket. Don't know why. I get never a kill with that. I mean, I literally kill nobody all the time. I don't get how people use it. Seen like Allier do it, and he gets, you know, 3 kills with it every time. And it's like, how the fuck are you doing that? I can't get jack shit with that. But that's the final kill cam right there. Just, you know, really doesn't matter on the strike package. Just use whatever you feel like. But that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.